Hey, how you guys doing? That's my intro. That's the intro for my guest today, Lisa Hill. She's a women's physique competitor and she's here to tell her story on a Sunday afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
Excited to
looking
be here.
yeah, I was looking forward for this interview, I know you was busy last week, so I had to postpone it. Yeah, so I'm glad
No.
that you stuck with it, you know. If it was
Oh, I'm
other
happy to be
people,
here.
yeah, if it's
That
other
that was
people,
that
I
was
don't know.
my mess up.
Yeah, nah, it's cool. At least you was consistent. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
happy to be back.
yeah.
So thank you for
So
having me.
yeah, yeah. No, you're welcome. You're quite welcome. So you're based in California.
I am
Okay.
born
How
and
how would
raised in California.
oh how's the bodybuilding scene in California?
It's really good, actually. There's not a ton in the town I live in. I drive about an hour and a half, and that's where I train with my coach. And it's big out there, in Sacramento. A lot
Okay,
bigger than it is here in Modesto. But it's good. It's very supportive.
okay. So are there like a lot of shows there in Sacramento?
Um, there's usually two a year at least in Sacramento. They just started bringing the shows back to Modesto last year. They had not been here in many, many years. And that's actually what made me compete is it was here in my hometown. I set that goal of stepping on stage in hometown.
Oh, okay. Like with the audience, like are there like a lot of like are there like are there a lot of people like regular people that spectate?
I, I would say it's not a huge. I had a huge crowd of spectators, but I had friends, family, coworkers. I probably had over 30 people there. So I
Yeah,
would say it's mostly when you see spectators, it's friends and family. It's not just the general public. Because I think if you're not in the community, you really don't know that it's happening. I
yeah,
don't think there's a lot of advertising for it unless you're within the community.
yeah. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So how did you get started in bodybuilding?
So I actually started just with a weight loss journey. Gosh, probably 10 or 11 years ago. And I joined a boot camp gym. The gentleman there, one of the trainers there, I just really liked his energy. So I asked him, would you personal train me? I've been on this weight loss journey. When you're just losing weight and not building muscle, you're a little more flabby. I wanted things to be more tight and tone. He said, sure, he would train me. And I walked in and we're going to lift weights. Okay, I had no idea. I had no clue. I'd never done it before. I didn't come from a sports background. And I started with him almost 9 years ago, a couple days a week. And then I said, okay, I like this. Let's bump it up to 3 or 4 days a week. Next thing I knew, I was training 6 days a week, putting on muscle. And I just really liked the way I looked, the way I felt. I liked the strength. So I kept going. And after so many years, the motivation's not always there to step in the gym or to eat what you should be eating. So I rely on discipline. And to keep myself disciplined, I set a goal. So I always have either a weight loss goal or a certain physique look goal. So last year, when the Spectrum Fitness brought the bodybuilding shows back to Modesto, my goal became I'm going to step on stage.
Yeah,
And that's just kind of how I got there. It just kind of happened. I never set out to be a bodybuilder or especially not to compete in women's physique.
mm,
I just kind of built over time. And when I went to do that show, I actually was training for figure initially. The heels and I were not good friends. And my coach, Trish Wood, came to a posing seminar here in town, and I met her there. And she said, "You're a physique competitor. You can ditch the heels, and you're big enough, and um, um, the aesthetic was for women's physique, not figure." So I immediately was sold on that, and I fell in love with it.
yeah, yeah. How you be consistent on trying to lose weight?
So right now, I'm actually not to lose weight. Right now, it's strictly building muscle. I just started prep about 3 weeks ago, so I am on a fat loss right now. So Trish makes my plans. She sets my macros. We have goals that we try to meet every week. I check in with her every week. I actually drive an hour and a half to meet with her every Saturday. And she looks at me, and we're just looking for a certain aesthetic, not necessarily a number on the scale. But we want to bring a real lean, tight, full muscular physique to stage.
Yeah.
But
I was
having a
thinking,
goal like a show is what keeps me focused on that. Otherwise, I want to go have a snack, or I want to go do something, and thinking about, okay, am I going to be where I want to be the day I step on stage? Takes me back out of that, and okay, I need to stick to plan.
yeah, I can imagine that's not very easy to do.
No,
Like
it's not.
just be consistent. Like, what is it that made you consistent? Like just trying to stay away from foods that you shouldn't eat.
So answering to my trainers is a big one. I'm checking in with her every week. I'm seeing him every day, and they know if I'm not on plan. Trish can take one look at me and know if I did something. I'll retain water, or I'll something, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So I hold myself to their accountability, and they hold me to, I'm not only bringing myself to stage, I'm bringing them to stage too. That's their name behind me as coaches.
Yeah,
So that's what keeps me disciplined.
yeah. I know about you on through All the Rage George page, and yeah, seeing some of the interviews I think you did together with him and stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She's a physique competitor, and you
She's a
know.
physique competitor. She's going to Olympia in August. She's
Okay.
qualified for Masters Olympia in women's physique. So she'll
Okay.
be competing again as well. Yeah.
But you gonna watch her like when you go to the Olympiad? When
I would love to go to the Olympia, and I'm not going to say I'm not going to go, but it's in Tokyo. So I have to pull together the funds, and I can get the time off work, but pulling together the funds to travel to Tokyo for a week or two that's the big thing to get around. But I would love to be there to watch her compete for Olympia, not just for her, but I would love to be in that environment.
hmm. So what's the plan for you like this year?
So this year, I'm doing a Spectrum show in Sacramento, June 7th. I'm calling it my warm-up show. We're gonna see, I took last year's judges' feedback. I got a couple things. My very first show, they told me come in a little bit leaner. So I took 10 weeks and I went to Legion. I came in quite a bit leaner, and they actually told me put on a little bit more muscle. So I've been for the last 6 months bulking. I've put on a good 10 pounds of muscle that we've been able to track. So I'm going to do the warm up show. Sandy Williamson is judging that show, and she'll also be judging the national show. So I want to get her feedback, and then I have 6 weeks to bring whatever she asks for to the national show, national stage in Pittsburgh.
Is
So
it
I'm
a lot of
really
pressure
excited.
to do what you do?
Is it what?
Is it a lot of pressure to do what you do?
You know what? I mean, there is pressure as you get closer to the show, but I find it fun. I enjoy the whole process. I'm not a real public person, so for me to step on stage was real difficult that first couple times. I was very, very nervous, but I kind of caught a bug for it, and I'm really excited this time. So I haven't felt a lot of pressure. Prep's been easy so far. I'm meeting my goals, and I'm really excited to come to stage.
Yeah. What's your workout routine like?
What's my
Your workout routine like?
Oh, so I'm Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, I work with my personal trainer. Monday and Thursdays is always legs. Tuesdays usually chest and shoulders. Wednesdays is back, and Fridays arms and shoulders again. And then Saturday I go up and I work out with Trish, and we'll usually either hit back or legs again.
Okay.
So
What's
it's
your
every day lifting weight, and then 30 minutes of cardio 5 days a week is it.
What's your favorite exercise to do?
Right now, just barbell back squat.
Oh, okay.
As I bring up the weight on that, I really, really like it. It used to be my most dreaded one, but as I get stronger and more confident in the movement, it is one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
I'm big on the barbell back squat, deadlifts, and bench.
Hmm. That's cool. I was talking to somebody in Sacramento. I think they had like a weight loss journey. They did the transformation,
Hmm.
um, the transformation show where I don't know you ever seen that? What?
I have seen a little bit of it. I love that.
Yeah,
That those,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's great to bring, because it is a journey for everybody, and I think everybody should be able to showcase that.
Yeah. Like, how do you have like friends that try to understand what you do?
Oh, I do. I have a good support base of friends. My family's very supportive. My kids are supportive. My coworkers are some of my best friends, and they are very supportive of what I do. So they know when I'm on prep, we're not going out to eat. We're not going out on the weekends. I mean, I can go out, but I'm going to bring my food with me. Um, there were no drinking at all, which I'm not much of a drinker anymore anyway. So yeah, they're very supportive of it. They do understand, and most of them actually come to my shows.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, you need that support around you when you're doing something like this. Because if people don't understand and they're always kind of trying to, well, just come on, this one time won't matter, but one or two times does matter when you're coming this close to a show.
Yeah. Is this the only sport you ever participated in? You said you
This
wasn't
is the
athletic.
No, no, I hated PE in school. I never did outside sports. This is the only thing I've ever done. So I just kind of came into a gym to lose weight. I did lose about 50 pounds. And like I said, I just wasn't happy with the way I looked and felt at that. So kind of by accident started lifting weights. But the more I'm into it, it's it's empowering, and I love feeling strong. So yeah, I just fell in love with it. I
Oh.
can't imagine doing anything else.
When when did you when did you kind of recognize that you had was gaining muscles?
Gosh, probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Four,
As the
5 years.
fat comes down and you start seeing the bicep a little bit and you start seeing some muscles in the back. My trainer's really good about videoing me sometimes when I'm working out. And he's like, I know you can't see this when you're doing these moves, but I wanted to show you, look at your back, look at your arms. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's me. You don't see it every day, but when you see it like that, it's okay. I'm really doing something here, and where can I go with that? What else can I do?
Yeah, well, we could check some pictures on your Instagram. Well, not just pictures, but clips and
Yes.
stuff on your Instagram. And yeah, and you're doing pull-ups, right? How
Yeah,
many
yeah, I
pull-ups
do a lot of
can
pull-ups.
you do?
Right now, I max out at about 12.
Mm. What was your first pull-up experience like of just trying to
My
just
first
do?
pull-up experience, I could not even hang on the bar by myself.
Mm,
Um, we laugh about that to this day. I could not hold myself on the bar. So it was all assisted pull-ups, or he would push me from the back. We did a lot of negatives. And then one day I'm like, okay, let's try another one. And I did one on my own. And it's just kind of grown from there.
mm. Is this the only like pull-up technique that you do? You don't do
Nope. Oh
like
no,
wide.
I do regular wide arm, real wide arm. We do all the variations.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, you made well, you came a long way.
Oh, I've come a
You
long
doing
way.
dips? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's it like being interviewed by other people like just as a bodybuilder?
I love it. I'm finding I really do like it. It's weird for me though to find that people want to interview me, people want to hear my story. Like I said, I never went into this to be like, oh, I want to be a bodybuilder. It just kind of morphed into that over the last couple of years. So it's weird for me to have fans. It's weird for me to have people ask to interview me, but I'm enjoying it. I'm finding fun in it.
Yeah. I've seen. I was watching some of your interviews. It was pretty nice. I know you talked about you was married before, but things didn't work out. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to go
Uh,
deep into it. I don't know how far you want to go deep into that,
oh,
but
it's okay. Yeah, I was
okay.
I was married for 35 years, and he was with me for the first part of my fitness journey. But as I kind of navigated more towards bodybuilding, we grew apart, and the kids were gone, and it just really wasn't working anymore. So
Um,
so we separated.
do you guys keep in touch at least?
We actually work in the same building.
Oh,
So I do see him, and now he is very supportive of my bodybuilding. Just in a marriage, it wasn't working.
yeah. Maybe he didn't understand it. It's kind of like for the regular person, they really don't understand, the discipline that you women do. Well, guys too. But I know it affects women a lot of times because especially with family and stuff, and
Yeah,
with friends, and sometimes you guys get harassed. But I mean, for the average person, they really it's hard to understand it.
yeah.
I Yeah, because I mean, for me, it didn't really. It was hard for me to like just grasp what you guys do. I mean, like you're looking at the product, but you don't know how
What
it came
all's
to
behind
be.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so even like the shows, like how like certain things is arranged, you know, like the point system and all that stuff. I did not understand that. It's
there's
like what
still a
the
lot I'm learning. I rely on Trish a lot to walk me through that stuff. 'Cause I've
yeah
only done the two shows, so I really rely on her as a friend and a mentor and a coach to take me through all that. And every day I'm learning things. So it's
yeah
a process, but I find a lot of
yeah
fun in this process. And I
yeah.
think
That's
I think
good. That's good.
I think a lot of people, or a lot of men, at least mine, thought it was for attention. But for me, it was just about, I'd spent many, many years being a wife, a mother, an employee, and this was something that I felt good about for me. So I tend to surround myself now with the people who are supportive of that and can understand that.
Yeah. How far do you see yourself competing? If
Well, we'll see. So I think I was telling you a little bit
Okay.
ago, I'm actually going to compete women's physique this year. I only have two shows planned. Is the Spectrum show and then the national show. I am going to try to get my pro card, but I'm also going to cross over into women's bodybuilding. Um, so I met Sandy Williamson at a posing show a couple of weeks ago up at Iron Addiction, and she thought it would be good for me also to do both categories. It doubles my chances of getting a pro card and get some feedback to see what more I can bring to stage. So I don't have any plans on stopping. I haven't
Yeah.
thought much past this year. We'll see what happens. Um, I'd love to get my pro card and keep going, but if I don't, I think I'll keep trying.
Yeah. There's people that, it take them like 30 years just to get a pro card.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
mean, I know people that have been competing many years and still have not gotten their pro card. I think, like I said, I'd love to step on that stage and it happened for me the first time. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to bring my absolute best to try for that to happen. And I'm really good at taking the feedback and okay, I'm going to spend this next 6 to 8 months, and that's what I'm going to bring to the next show. That's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. Taking all my feedback and this is what they asked for. This is what I'm going to bring, and I'm really enjoying that process. This is the first time I've done like a true cut and bulk. where I really looked for something particular and ate just to focus strictly on building muscle, and train for specific areas on my body. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a little different, but I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What's your diet like?
Right now, I am I eat the same thing pretty much every day, day in and day out. Egg whites, egg, cream of rice, rice cakes, protein powder, turkey, ground beef, and sweet potato. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't do
Yeah.
much more than that.
Yeah, I try. I do like eat like egg whites at times. Like I don't like the yellow egg whites.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
It's horrible.
yeah,
It looks like real eggs, but it's
yeah,
horrible, man. Oh
yeah.
my god!
I'm used to it, and I don't eat for fun anymore. I mean, I still right now I get one cheat meal a week. So actually, Trisha and I went out last night and had pizza. It was our cheat night. So I do still get to do that, but I like keeping it simple. I don't get a lot of cravings, so it's just easy. I'm just used to it, and I've turned to food more now towards fueling my body and feeling good than fun.
Yeah. When you was eating for fun, like was it to get away from like stressful things?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you go eat your feelings sometimes, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch a movie and eat a bucket of popcorn. Oh yeah, I would do all that stuff.
Yeah.
In off season, I can be a little bit more lenient with that. But I found in this off season, eating that way actually made me feel awful. I just didn't feel good. So I found this way of eating, I feel good, I have energy. You don't get that bloating and all those things that come along with, your cheat meals and or eating that way all the time. So it's just what I'm used to now. So prep's not that hard for me.
Yeah. How many times do you eat now compared to then?
I eat 6 times a day right now.
Oh, 6 times.
Um, I eat 6 times a day, yeah, and I'll do that all the way through prep.
Okay.
So we keep that. It's just she'll change the macros, different amounts of carbs, different amounts of protein, things like that. We change that, but I always eat 6 times a day.
What was like during your first prep?
So my first prep was really long.
Yeah.
I started very early. I had a lot of body fat still to lose. I would think I was at like 25% body fat at that time. And you want to come in, 10 or less. So I was in prep, I think, a good 6 months last year. The first part was really rough. We were very low on calories, high on cardio. I did get very run down. Um, when I switched over to physique and went to Trish, we changed that, brought the calories back up a little bit less cardio, and I responded actually really well to that. So it was a long, hard prep. This one I think is going to be a lot easier. And they say the more preps you do, the easier it gets. We'll see. I'm only a few weeks in, but so far so good. It's been really good.
Yeah. It's like you're talking to me in Chinese. I'm trying to process that because I'm not in that world, and it's like all I know, like you guys, sometimes you get the mood swings, and you feel a bit loss of energy, and you know
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I'm still off season. I was over 3,000 calories a day.
yeah,
Right now I'm at about 2,500. So it's still really a good amount of food that I eat. So I'm not really hungry. So far so good. I'm only 30 minutes of cardio 5 days a week, so I don't get that run down. Now, as we get closer, that may change. The calories will come down more, cardio will go up more, and I will get more fatigued. My coworkers said I was a little cranky last year, but we're going to try to keep that to a minimum this year.
yeah. Well, do
This
they
week is hard. The
do?
week before the show was a hard one.
Oh,
I actually took that whole week off, and because you are pretty run down by that time. Plus, just the stress of thinking about stepping on stage, your routines, is your posing on point. Did you do everything that you thought you wanted to bring to that show? Did I give 100%? You know, that last week was pretty rough.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be as rough this time, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Last week, you was working on your posing, with your posing coach.
Yeah. Well, we were working out, and then I did check-ins and posing with her. Yes.
No, like how was posing for you, like, or when you started and till now?
Oh, I think I'm night and day from when I started. When I first started, it was real rough, and I still get in my head a lot about it. So I tend to think a lot about it instead of just letting my body, my muscle memory take me right into the pose. I want to think about it a lot. So I'm just working on that. But my posing is night and day from what it was before. And
Mm.
it does come more naturally. Um, this one's going to be a little bit different because going into the bodybuilding, the posing will be a little bit different for that category. So we haven't worked on that yet. That's coming next week.
No, you can you walk me to it, like with the posing, like you like physique, women's physique. You guys have like four poses, right? Correct me
We
if I'm wrong.
have five. We
Five
have,
poses. Okay, okay.
yeah, front double bicep, back double bicep, side chest, tricep, and ab quad.
Uh, and how long does it like how long do you have to just stay in the pose, like just working on it, like how would that be
We'll,
for you?
we'll try to hold it 20 to 30 seconds because sometimes
Okay.
they can ask you to hold that long on stage. So you don't want to get fatigued and shaky.
Yeah.
So we will do that. Um, but usually in the routines, you hold only for a second or two until you transition into the next one. It's mainly when the judges are calling you out that you could have to hold that pose for a while. But it's
Mm.
thinking through all the things like, did I put my feet in the right place? Am I flexing everywhere that I can be flexing? Are my shoulders up high enough? You know, are my biceps high enough and elbows forward? Am I giving the best view? So it's a lot of little things to think about, and I tend to get in my head and really be thinking hard about that, and it shows on my face.
Do it be
So
in your
that's something
dreams
I'm
at
working
times?
on. What was that?
Does it be like in your dreams sometimes? Does it be
Oh
like in your
yeah,
sleep?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. So what was I about to ask you? Do you have like are there like bodybuilders that I don't know? Do you emulate like just like seeing
Not so
like
much. I mean, I've always kind of watched Dana Lynn Bailey for women's physique. I love her physique, so I have watched her. But no, coming into this not thinking about, oh, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. I didn't pay much attention to it until I decided to compete. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to start watching posing. I'm going to watch what some of these people do for their workouts and, you know, what they look like and see where I want to be. So I didn't as much till about the last year or so.
okay, okay.
And then Trish is really my mentor. I really follow what she does. And I mean, obviously she's a master Olympian, so she knows her stuff and she can get me
Yeah.
there. So what she's teaching me, I'm really paying attention.
Do you pay attention to like the other divisions?
I do a little bit.
Oh,
I do know some figure competitors. I know some wellness competitors, so I do watch some of that. For me, though, I fell in love with physique.
mm.
I love to work the top and the bottom, so I like the all around look.
What about women's bodybuilding? Like they going through something with the wings of strength. I think they're not like I I forgot, but they was going through something. I think they're not really focusing on women's bodybuilding as
The
of
women's
now.
bodybuilding is kind of falling by the wayside from what I see and understand.
Yeah.
I know there won't be a lot of competition. I would like there to be some competition. I don't really want to win by default. I want to win because I brought the best. So I think it's kind of sad. I think, and I don't know why it's falling by the wayside. I don't know if because we do, I think when we get this muscular and we compete in bodybuilding and even women's physique, we do take a lot of criticism
Yeah,
for it. There's a lot of criticism out there. So I don't know if some women are shying away from that for that reason. I don't know, but I tend to kind of put that aside, and I'm going to bring what I want to bring to the stage, and I hope there's some competition there. I do hope there's some people there.
yeah. I mean, I've been to a few bodybuilding shows. I started going like last year. I attended the. I know I was saying that before we came on live. I went to the New York Pro, and there wasn't that many like regular people that look like me. I'm not muscular or anything like that. That's why I'm saying that. But
Yeah,
but they, majority of the times I would just see like people that were like bodybuilders or like fitness enthusiasts,
yeah,
something to that nature. But
yeah,
like I would see like the difference like in like a OCB show where they would be like regular people a bit more and stuff. And
yeah. I wonder, is it an advertising thing, or how does that information get out there to? Because I think, like we were talking about a little bit ago, I never paid attention to that. I never saw anything until I started looking for it.
yeah,
So I just think a lot of the regular day-to-day people don't know it's there, don't know
yeah,
it's happening.
yeah. I mean, like the OCB, it's like it's a natural bodybuilding, organization. It's not as big as IFBB, you know, but for some reason I would just see, regular people, but then again, I just been to 3 shows, I got probably would have to just constantly go just to see,
Yeah, to see
but
to
yeah,
see what the spectators look like.
yeah,
Yeah, like I said, there weren't a ton of people here at my first show. I'd say maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred were there, and mostly it's friends and family
yeah.
of the competitors. So you don't just see really the general public going to that.
Would you want to be a promoter?
Would I want to be a promoter? I don't know
Yeah.
if I have time to be a promoter.
What do you do again? Outside of bodybuilding?
I manage a medical office.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
What's that's like? Doing that, doing what you
So
do.
it's a Monday through Friday corporate job. I manage 7 doctors and 25 staff. So
Oh,
it's busy. It's
wow.
a full on 9 to 5, and I'm usually on call weekends if something happens or the doctors need something. They call me. So it's a definite full time plus job. But I've been there for 30 years, and my work was very supportive of my bodybuilding. They are very supportive. In fact, all the doctors were at my first show. A lot of my staff was at the first show. So they do understand and they're very supportive of what I do outside of the business.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I couldn't do what I do if they weren't supportive. Because there
Yeah,
are, days that, I've had to take off. My peak week, I took off. I was doing extra posing before my first shows, so I would take a day off during the week, every week for like 12 weeks. And they were really great about that. I couldn't have come to stage without their support doing that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been fortunate.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I can't get the words out of my mouth, but I appreciate you. You telling me your story. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
yeah. Is there anything you wanna give a message to people that struggle or losing weight?
I would just say keep at it. Get out there and try something different. I mean, it is hard, but cardioing yourself and starving yourself is not the way to go, and it's going to be hard. Get out there and lift weights, eat to fuel your body, and enjoy the process, because it is a process and it's a lifelong process. It's not something you're going to come in and get to a goal and you're going to stop. It's a lifelong process. Get in there, commit to it, and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Well,
so much for having me. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm gonna leave, on with this outro. You working out, and yeah, hope you can enjoy it a bit. And yeah,
Absolutely.
all right.